Hey everybody, it's Matt, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the Nikon Coolpix P510 camera I just got and upgraded a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys the upgrades. We're going to do a little test footage, a little review. I'm also going to be reviewing a lot of new stuff. I'm using a new tripod, and the audio you're hearing right now is actually coming from the Zoom H1, and the mic I'm using is a Sony ECM CS3. Together, I think they're going to be creating good audio for me, and I'll be using this a lot in a lot of new videos that I'm going to be doing. So we're just going to see how it sounds, and that's why I'm out here in front of my house. I'm in my front yard, and there's cars going by, as you can see, and I wanted to see how it would do in a natural environment, what kind of audio it picks up. And I'm actually probably going to drive down the road a little bit and capture a little bit of this sunset. You can see behind me the sun's starting to go down, and I want to see how the camera does and do some tests with that. And so you guys come along with me. Let's do this. Okay, so if you guys have this camera or have seen this camera, you'll notice that it looks a little different than what you see for sale, and that's because I've upgraded a little bit. This here is an adapter ring for filters and lenses, and 72 millimeter, and I got it to put this on, and it actually has two pieces, so it extends out further. But with what I wanted, this hood here, is flower hood, it blocks out glare and things when I'm shooting, and it was important to me. But if you put both pieces that the adapter comes with, it sticks out pretty far, and then it gets in the shot. You need to zoom in a little bit to get it out of the shot, and I didn't like that. And even with it the way it is, if you're taking pictures and you're zoomed all the way back, you can still see it in the corners. But I didn't get this thing to take pictures. I probably will be taking some pictures with it, but I mainly got this to shoot video. And it shoots 1080p, full HD, and it's got some options, and that's one of the reasons I got this. Now, if you know me and watch my stuff, you probably know that I mostly use GoPro cameras. And GoPros can't zoom, and unless you're doing it in post, of course. And then they can't autofocus. I mean, or they can autofocus, but they can't manual focus. And so I wanted the ability to manual focus. And so that was a big thing with getting a new camera, and this thing's got it. And so right here you've got your focus, or your zoom, I'm sorry, your zoom here, and this thing's got a 42x optical zoom. This thing is huge. The lens on this thing, and I'll show you in there a little bit, it's huge, and it extends out like that, nice and smoothly, and it actually goes slower and smoother when you're in video mode, and so that you can get smoother zooms and focus, manual focus in video mode. And so this thing can actually zoom in optically, which means I'm just using the lens and not digitally zooming very, very far, 42x. So that's equivalent to like a 1,000 millimeter lens if you're using a regular DSLR. And again, let me point out that this isn't classified as an SLR or DSLR camera. It's not using a mirror lens. It does not have a removable lens and interchangeable lens, and so that's mainly why. It is considered it is in their point and shoot series, but it's called a bridge camera because it's kind of a bridge between a point and shoot and a DSLR, because it does have all the functions of a DSLR. And I can show you that here. And let's go ahead and pop this thing off. And here's another thing I can show you about this new tripod. It is very easy to pop this on and on. The snap stays open, so I can just push it back down and it pops closed. Makes it real easy. I also got this trigger here, which is the main selling point for this. This thing cost me about 30 bucks at Best Buy, and it is really nice. It's very rugged. The last tripod I had, I bought at Best Buy as well, made by the same company, but it was a lot thinner. It cost me 30 bucks as well, so it was the same price, but did not have all these extra features, was not as rugged and rigid as this one. And so I'm very happy with this. The ability to just move this thing any which way I want comes in handy, especially when I'm shooting something professionally and I need to quickly move this to get the shot. And so let's get this thing out of the way a little bit, and I can show you guys the actual camera. And so the first thing I'll show you here, well, let me get back to the regular mode there. And the screen here on the back, it's a 3-inch LCD screen, and it can go any which way I want it. So if I'm in a weird position shooting, this is going to come in handy. The only thing it doesn't do is left and right, and I kind of wish it did, but I'm still very happy that it does this. I think that's pretty cool. But as I was saying, it's got all the DSLR functions here. You got manual and auto and all the other ones, apertures and ISOs and all that is all you can manually do. And it's got some built-in effects, but you can manually set all of that or use an auto point and shoot mode. And as I said, in picture mode, you can see where I've got the flower hood. But all you got to do, because you're actually zoomed in pretty far back, you can just zoom in just a little bit and get that out of there. And we'll do some tests of this, and I'll show you exactly how well this thing zooms and how far it'll go, because it's pretty nice. But if you put this thing into manual and then go to your video mode, and if you have one, make sure you do that. Go to manual first, go to your settings first as if you're in camera mode, then change it. And all those settings will go into video mode, and you can manually focus and all that. Also want to show you it's got a viewfinder if you like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the LCD screen. But if you are, if you're used to that kind of camera, it's got it. It's got a flash up here. I don't see myself using too much because it doesn't work in video mode. It doesn't just stay on and help you have light. It only works in camera mode. And actually with this flower hood, it blocks that as well, so you have a shadow in the bottom of the picture. But like I said, I got this adapter and this camera in general to do videos. And so I haven't used this thing on a professional job yet. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to test it today. I want to get used to using it and see what it can do first and know what to expect before I'm on a job. So you guys are going to do that with me and join me. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this camera down the road a little bit into some there's some good views just down the road from me. And we're going to test it out and shoot some sunsets. And as you can see, hopefully you can see there, the sun is actually really low. So I've got to get going so we can capture it. And we're going to go do that now. Come along. All right, here we are at the fun part. And as you can hear, there's cars all around me. I'm just at an intersection just down the street. But I'm on the corner aimed southwest towards the sunset. And there's a big open field in front of me. So you get a great view of it. But as you can probably hear, there's a lot of big trucks out here in the country, so there might be a lot of noise, but that'll be good for the test, for the audio, because you're still hearing audio from my Zoom H1 and Sony microphone. But as you can see, we got the timing just right. The sun is just about to set, and this is exactly what I wanted to film, because I got a feeling this is prime time to get some great shots with this camera, this particular camera. And right now I'm zoomed all the way out, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and see how it does zooming in on the sun itself. And as I said, the zoom in this thing is incredible. Yeah, as you can see, it's so close zoomed in. That sun is huge, and the light from it is just actually kind of making the shot kind of ugly. And I can adjust my shot here to get it perfectly. And right now I'm in an auto mode, and so I can autofocus now, which is one thing I wanted to try out, but we're going to do that in just a minute. So let's go ahead and zoom back out a little bit, see what kind of shots we can get. That's pretty right there. Little out of focus though. The light, something super bright or super dark, it makes it hard for autofocus to work. So if you've got an autofocus camera and you're having trouble with it, that could be why. Light it up real good, but direct sunlight is going to be too bright, of course. And there's all the way back. All right, now let's try it in manual. All right, now we're in manual mode, and what we'll do is go ahead and zoom back in again. As I said, it slows the zoom down when I'm in video mode, so it's kind of smooth. All right, now you can see it's out of focus there, and what I'm going to do is, using my manual functions, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get a much more. There we go. So as I said, in autofocus, it's going to have trouble with the bright light. But with a manual focus camera, like a DSLR bridge type camera like I have here, you can control that and really get some nice shots like this. I could not have gotten that without a manual mode. And that sun is just about gone. And I love it when it gets this low, because you can actually watch it. It seems to move faster because it's so low in the sky. and you can kind of just watch it move quickly just out of sight. And we'll go ahead and, just because it's pretty, we'll sit here and watch it go down all the way. And this is in real time, guys, just so you know. If you've never watched the sun completely set, it moves really quickly when there's almost nothing left. And so in real time, you can just watch it go all the way down. Here, I'll zoom back out a little bit, see how it looks. And I've got it on the tripod right now, but if it seems a little shaky, it's because I'm kind of on unsteady ground and I'm playing with the buttons a lot. So I'm moving the camera around a lot. If you kind of just leave it alone where you have it and where you want it, you'll get some great shots. And so the sun is all the way down now. All gone. And so what we're going to do before the light is totally gone, let's do some other tests. Mainly with this manual focus mode. And what I'll do is, it looks like we've got this little thing here. There we go. Warning sign. Let's go ahead and pull out. There we go. If I get nice and close to this here. There we go. Now what I should be able to do is control the focus from this sign here to what's behind the sign. Well, I guess I gotta get really close to it. There you go. And so there you've got the sign in focus, but the background is blurred. Change the focus. Now the sign is a little blurred. The background is in focus. And this is something cool that I'm going to definitely be using professionally with some of my gigs and stuff, because you really get a cool effect doing this. So play with this. If you've got this function, this autofocus function, play with this and learn to use it, because it definitely will come in handy. See, the sign's really good focus, background's in focus. The sign and the background. And so pulling in and out of focus with close-up shots is really just, it gives you a professional look. It definitely lets the viewer know you're using a decent camera. And so there's how it shoots in 1080, as I said, 1080p. And another question, I wanted to save this a little bit for the end, because I know a lot of you guys are asking, okay, you've told us how much the audio device is, and the tripod, and the microphone. How much is the camera? Well, as I said before, this is not a brand new camera. This was my stepfather's camera, and so I don't know what he paid for it. But this camera came out in about 2012, according to what I can find. And I'll pan around a little bit, and we'll do some more tests as I talk. Nice house over there. There's a little place over here called Red's Corner. It's closed down now, but they still have the sign up, and it's a historic place for this area. It's kind of sad that it closed, and so what I'll do is I'll reposition and see if I can get a close-up on that sign. But as I'm saying, the price of the camera, when it came out in 2012, it looked like this thing went for about $600-700. But the highest resolution it gets for video is 1080. Newer technology. There's a lot of things have come along in just a matter of the last 3 years. And so things are getting better. And even though most people still have the highest quality on their TVs and things being 1080, 4K is available, and there are some people that have it. And when it comes to technology, everybody wants it. And so cameras, especially videos, are now up to being very expensive. And just the coolest, newest thing. And so cameras like this that do not get that good in quality, the prices have come way down. And you can find this particular camera on eBay for $200 or less. So for $200 or less, I mean, that's half of what I paid for my first GoPro. You can get a DSLR bridge camera that shoots 1080p. And I hope to make the leap into 4K soon, but for now, like I said, most people still only have 1080, and so this thing is still very current, as you might say. Well, there's the red corner sign. I'm just playing, kind of getting you an idea of how it looks, focusing in and out, and zooming in and out. And if to give you an idea of how far away I am from the sun, because I'm zooming in all the way in on it, let's go ahead. This is how far away I am from it and from this distance. And I actually didn't zoom in all the way on it. Let's see how close I can get. Yeah, that's as close as I can get to it in video mode. In camera mode, you can actually go into a digital zoom after the optical zoom is all the way out. I don't particularly love it, but it does do it. Okay, now I want to show you some other test footage. I did last night some low light tests, which if I just wait a minute, it's going to get dark on me and I could probably do some more low light testing, but I want to show you what it looks like next to a fire. We put a fire in the backyard. My brother helped me. He always likes to make a fire, and so he was my test subject while he's doing the fire. So what you see here is some test footage of him just making the fire and how it looks with the light from the fire, and that's the only light we had, shining on his face and lighting him up. And as you can see, it did pretty well. There's some dark areas around him, but that's expected because it's pitch black, and that fire is it. And so as the fire goes down a little bit, the light really just goes away. But I'm pretty satisfied with it. And one thing I am very satisfied with, a lot of times when you're in low light, it gets pixelated. This camera did not do that at all. It stayed very clear even in low light, and I was very happy with that. I did have the manual focus on, so if you have it in autofocus, it may have trouble focusing with low light and it'll start going in and out with the focus and getting blurry here and there. And so make sure you're in manual focus if you're doing low light stuff. Okay, and this here is some pictures. So I took some pictures with it, and I wanted to show you guys what they look like. And as you can see, this thing does amazing pictures. And as I said before, this isn't why I got it. I do a little bit of photography, but nothing crazy, just for fun type stuff. So these are just some fun things I did just to show you what the camera can do. Most of these I did in an auto mode. I'm still learning to use manual mode in cameras using the ISO and the aperture, and that's something that I'm not the best teacher of because I'm still learning myself. Come a long way, but there's still a lot to learn. But that's the camera. That's what it can do. I hope you guys liked it. All right, so there you guys have it. That was the Nikon Coolpix P510, along with the other accessories and things I got to show you there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. And if so, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to Matt's Big Dream, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!